Hello and welcome, all you football fans, to another installment of YSN Live Football. Hello, everybody. Ty Bartel joining you along with the call of Week 10 action in the 35th installment all-time between the Austintown Fitch Falcons and the Warren G. Harding Raiders. 17-17 all-time these two teams are, and actually 5-5 in their last 10 matchups. Despite the records, always a good battle between two teams, and actually Warren Harding coming off of a game where they were oh so close to beating one of the area's best in the Cheney Cowboys in Week 9. Harding comes in with a record of 2-7. In Region 5, they are ranked 19th. The only path to the playoffs for Warren Harding is to go through Austintown Fitch. No path for the Raiders if they fall in this one tonight. Austintown Fitch, on the other hand, is 8-1 in the same region, Region 5, as the Raiders. They are ranked 4th. With a win tonight, their range is the second to the 5th spot in the playoffs. If they are to drop this game, 3-5 is the range for the Falcons. Falcons already clinching their spot in the playoffs, will be hosting, just don't know who they will be hosting, here in Austintown Fitch next week. Warren Harding hoping that they have a date in the playoffs next week. Harding to kick off, Falcons to receive. As back to kick, Jake Dougherty. As Dougherty lines up from the 32. Whistle sounds and the kick is underway. As recovering near the 30-yard line, no return on it, is where the Austintown Fitch Falcons will take over. With some injuries in recent weeks, some different looks on the Falcons' offensive and defensive side. Most notably on the offensive side is going to be coming under center, as Cam Smith, the ace, will be taking over under center after an injury to Deshaun Vaughn Jr. Broken ankle last week against Boardman has him sidelined out at least until January. Hope to get him back for basketball season. Cam Smith comes out under the shotgun, hands off to Williams. DJ Williams broke the program record last week, almost broke away, stayed on his feet, got into Harding territory as he fell forward for about 10 extra. Nice run by Williams to start it off, and the Falcons in business. Smith, right back to the ground game. Oh, nice cut by Williams, and Williams, another positive gain, looks like 8 on the carry. 301 yards last week against the Spartans for DJ Williams. That is the Austintown Fitch Falcons program record, only 300-yard rusher in program history, actually beating out Antoine Harris, a Austintown legend. Cam Smith, empty backfield, 5 wide trips to his right, duo to his left, sending a player into motion. That was Dan Evans III, as the Iowa State commit Cam Smith takes it and bulldozes his way forward for a first down. Falcons can keep it on the ground, and Cam Smith, one of the best athletes on this Austintown program, showcased last week when he came in the fourth quarter with a 30-yard plus seed to Dominic Perry that he is capable with his arm as well. Option back in the backfield, that's DJ Williams. He hands it off. Williams cuts his way through the line. Williams close to a first down. He got it. Another first for the Falcons, as just fine-tuning that offense. Williams taking a brunt of the carries following that Week 8 injury to Jamel James. Actually got injured in the first play of the game against the Wadsworth Grizzlies. Clock continues to run. Cam Smith sends Williams into motion, tosses over to Williams in a screen. Williams almost lost his balance, stayed on the sideline, close to a first down. Let's see where he got pushed out of bounds just prior to. Missed it by a couple of yards. 10:04 remains on the game clock. Stepping out of bounds. It's second and about 2 to go for Fitch. Raiders looking to come up with a big stop inside their own red zone. Clock to start on the Falcons snap. The snap, the handoff. Williams looking for a first, got pushed back. Let's see if forward progress is going to benefit the back. No, they say third down and about a yard, if that. Clock continues to run. Falcons keeping it on the ground every play this offensive drive with the exception of one in a screen pass. Fitch coming out. 3 receivers set, 2 spread out wide to the left of Smith, 1 out far side of the field to his right. The snap, the handoff, the keeper, Smith looking for the right edge, got a first down, gets out of bounds inside the 10. It's a 1st and goal for Fitch. The one thing about Cam Smith, such a high character athlete that you can count on him to step into a role like this, is that he's a very good game manager. He's not going to panic. He's going to keep himself composed throughout these situations. And whether the talent level is the same, equal, better to Deshaun Vaughn is secondary at this point. You just want someone that can step into that role and lead. And Cam Smith is the kind of guy that can do just that. DJ Williams looking for pay dirt. Got about half the yardage needed on the first down carry. As 2nd and goal coming up for Fitch. Raiders, traditionally a very athletic team, still have some decent size on both sides of the ball, looking to put up a defensive wall against Fitch inside the 5. Cam Smith right back on the ground. DJ Williams trying to bulldoze his way across the scoring line. He comes up short. It's 3rd and goal. You would feel 4 down territory for Fitch in this situation as they line up near the 3. Austintown looking to open up with a score. Taking almost 4 minutes off the clock with the opening drive. Handoff again, running into a pile, and the Raiders are going to force a 4th down to Fitch. Very close to the score, as near the 2, maybe even inside the 2, looking like 1.5 yards. So decision time for Coach Parker and crew on what they want to do if they choose to attack the Raiders. And it looks like making the substitution, offense staying out. .740 and ticking. Opening quarter, opening drive for Fitch. Cam Smith with the snap, the handoff, looking for the cut. Did he break the pay dirt? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Austintown Fitch, as the Falcons put together a nice drive, burn 4.5 minutes off the clock, and end it with 6. So Josiah Burney back looking to split the uprights and tack on the extra point for Austintown. Burney, as the snap is down, gets the kick up, and he does indeed split the uprights to tack on the 7th point on the drive. Fitch opens up with a score as they take the opening drive and pretty much keep it on the ground on mostly running plays. Only 1 passing play mixed into that first drive for the Falcons, but it ultimately ends with them scoring 7. Raiders get their first chance on offense right after this on ysnlive.com.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens. On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
Welcome back, everybody. 7:31 in the first quarter of play. Raiders set to get the ball for the first time as the first series led by Cam Smith for Austintown Fitch ended with a touchdown. Raiders having three back deep ready to receive the kickoff. Pinch on the sides do the Raiders until the Falcons break out, as Fitch has been known to take advantage on teams with that offside kick. Burney on the jaw gets the kick away, and it's hauled in the end zone, and they're going to call the touchback, so they'll bring that out for Warren Harding, and we'll get our first look on the night of the Raiders offense led by sensational quarterback Dallas Jett. As Dallas Jett, now a senior, has been quite a tremendous athlete for this Raiders program in the last few years, and a guy that Coach Arnold has come to count on time and time again. Going to be a tough guy to try to tack down, I should say, as getting tacklers in front of him, easier said than done. Also has some size in the receiving corps. Nazir Coleman, 6'5", receiver, 200 pounds. So going to be one of those guys the Falcons going to have to look to man up despite a size advantage for the Raiders in that department. Dallas Jett, two receivers, one each side, out very wide, takes it, looks for the edge, looks to rush for some extra yards, and that's where the bread and butter of the Harding offense is going to be, is Dallas Jett designed run plays, get him involved in the offense as much as you can. The Raiders now looking to respond to the initial score by Fitch. Same look on offense in the same set. Receiver each side of Jett. Spread wide out on the field. Powell, the single back in the backfield with Jett. Goes to Powell. Powell looking for some running room. Looks like he got the first. And the Raiders open up with a first down on offense. Dallas Jett taking up a brunt of those yards, about 8.5 on the initial run. As Fitch leading by 7, looking to protect their lead, the Raiders. Offense has had their peaks and valleys this season. They've looked really good at points, struggled at other points. Jett looks for the seam. Jett still on his feet. Jett out of bounds, but another nice run by the Harding QB. As always posed all kinds of fits for the Falcons defensively, Dallas Jett definitely never makes it easy. No matter the team, it's second down Harding, but it's second and short. Could be an opportunity for the Raiders to attempt a shot here. Raiders come out. Same set, single back with Jett. Snap was bobbled, able to get it off to Powell. Still, Powell looking for the first down. Very close to the line. We'll see if he got the first on the carry. And they do say first down Raiders. So Powell picks up the second first down for Harding on the short yardage situation. Raiders looking for a response as they near midfield at the 43. Extra blockers back for Jett. The fake. Jett looks for the middle. Jett, not a ton of running room up the middle as Fitch stops him for a short gain of maybe 3 yards to 2.5. So one of the shorter yardage gains by the Raiders on their first offensive series. Now 2nd down and medium for Warren Harding, breaking the huddle. Not changing the wheel on offense, coming out same look. Raiders looking for the pass game this time. Jet gets rid of it before the tackle. Almost intercepted and tracked down by one of the Falcons. That actually looked to be for Fitch. I believe that's Davion Pritchard. Pritchard came up with a couple of picks last week. Came up with the game-winning interception against Wadsworth. He's been dangerous in the defensive backfield for Austintown, as the incompletion brings up the first 3rd down now for the Raiders on offense. Under 5 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Harding making some quick substitutions. Bringing in Drew McGowan. Clock to start on the snap by Harding. As keeping it on the ground, couldn't get the edge. Fitch shut it down. It's going to bring up a 4th down situation for Warren Harding. As the Raiders send out their punter and kicker in Jake Dougherty. Clock is still running. Dan Evans the third, DE3, the lone returner, back for Fitch. Dougherty steps into one, lays into one, taking the bounce and opting not to touch it. Fitch going to play it where it lies, and where it lies is actually a really good spot by the Raiders punter, Jake Dougherty. Pins the Falcons back at their own 20. So Fitch's offense going to have to take it the full 80 yards, similar to a touchback, as the Raiders defense going to need to come up big now, try to get the ball back. Don't want to fall behind multiple possessions to Fitch. 4:10 to go here in quarter number 1. Cam Smith, triple receiver option to his right. The handoff up the middle and just strength running that time. Jamel James got the carry. Jamel listed as backup on the day, as he had some injury concerns. They want to get him involved with the game plan, get him some touches. James again cutting and weaving his way through the Raider defense. Another nice game for Jamel James on that first down carry. DJ Williams listed as the primary back, but Jamel James looking to get some touches, as Brian Robinson on the defensive side of things listed as the 2 spot in the DN position. Both nursing some injuries, but they want to keep them involved in the game plan and might see some snaps on the field. Again, the handoff. Jamel James has a seam, turns on the turbo jets, and gets pushed out of bounds near the 15. What a carry by James, getting him involved in the offense. And the Falcons keep it on the ground, keep the Raiders offense on their toes as they cross into the 50, get inside the red zone, looking for another score. The first down inside the Raider 10. Cam Smith takes the snap. DJ Williams back again for the carry. Williams got tripped up and grabbed at the line. Good job by the Raiders to hold him to a lighter gain. 2nd down for Fitch after about a 3.5-yard carry by DJ Williams. 2nd down, 7 to go for Fitch. Looking to add to their 7-point advantage. Williams back with Smith. Cam Smith rolls his way into the line, gets tackled near the 15. A flag is down, though, stopping the clock at 2:33 in the first. While we're at it, let's shout out our officials today. Our referee is Jeff Davis, umpire Joe Reagan, back judge is DJ O'Brien, headlinesman Kedden Mills, and line judge Donald Donbritt. 25 years of experience for Ken Mills, 23 for Jeff Davis, 17 for Reagan, 6 for O'Brien, and Donbritt has 8. Chop block is called, though, on the Austintown Fitch Falcons, so this is going to back them up mightily. And I believe it is second down still, but second down and now very long for Fitch at 2:33, clock to start on the snap. Haven't had to open up the passing play calls much, but might have to turn to it now. Cam Smith goes short to DJ Williams. DJ Williams tries to pick up some extra yardage. He gets a few extra, but it sets up third and long now for the Fitch offense, and a golden opportunity for the Raiders to try to hold Fitch defensively. Nearing the end of quarter number 1, Fitch held to their first third and long of the evening. Send Dominic Perry, Jay Neely near side of the field to the left. Also Dan Evans III, triple receiver option spread out wide to the left. Duos to the right, 5 wide, no back in the backfield. Sent 2 players into motion, and they're going to look for a timeout to be called, and that is exactly what Fitch has elected to do. Harding looking for some flags on the field for a false start penalty. The officials not quick to pull the trigger, and TJ Parker and the Fitch Falcons call a timeout. Minute 43 is actually what we're reading right now on the game clock in the stadium. So that is what we will come back with here right after this break on ysnlive.com.
When I was in high school, one of my closest friends, his father actually worked at Greenwood Chevrolet. You know, selling cars is what we do, but that's not what we're about. It's very rarely ever about the car. It's about how you can make somebody feel. It's about how you could help somebody, and those are the proud moments, and I'm telling you, I got way too many to name, and I could never picture myself working anywhere else. I'm Anthony Facillo, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you.
Minute 43 remains here in quarter number 1 between the Austintown Fitch Falcons and the Warren Harding Raiders. Big third down and long coming up for Fitch, looking to convert. Harding looking for the stop. The fake, play action. Smith rolls out. Oh, what a dart to Dan Evans III. Turns on the Jets, has the edge, has the touchdown. DE3 scores 6 for the Falcons, and it's a 13-0 lead. What a design play. On the move, Cam Smith fires a bullet to Dan Evans III, and Dan Evans III with great athleticism, great change of direction, great speed, had the edge, and took it all the way to the house for 6. Minute 34 remains here in quarter number 1. Josiah Burneye, 1 for 1 in extra point territory, back for his second try of the night. Burneye's kick is true as he splits the uprights, and he's 2 for 2 on the night, and it's a 14-0 Fitch lead. What a third down conversion, a touchdown for Cam Smith on the pass. First passing touchdown of the week. He's got 1 in each of the last 2. 1 to Don Perry last week, 1 to Dan Evans III this week. Second one of the year for Cam Smith. Puts the Falcons up 14-0. As the Raiders offense going to get another try coming up next. They're going to be looking for a key score, needing one right after this, as the Falcon faithful showing out in full support.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Back here's the Falcons, ready up for a kickoff. Josiah Burneye back to do so for Fitch. Raiders, again, 3 back to receive the kickoff, trailing by 2 scores, 14-0, as the Raiders desperately need some offense on this upcoming drive. Gonna attempt the return as it's hauled in inside the 5, looking for some running room. Oh, tripped up, but boy, oh boy, you gotta wonder if Devin Boss, if Devin Boss stayed on his feet, he might have had a whole lot of extra yards on that. Got tripped up, and not sure if it was one of the Falcons. Looked like it might have been. And those are the little things, the big keys that turn out to be big things at the end of the night. But nonetheless, still a really good return for Devin Boss and the Raiders. That puts them at the 33-yard line. Tack some extra yardage, and despite hauling that ball in right near the 2-yard line, able to get about 30 yards on the return. Sets up Dallas Jet and company with decent field position, looking to get some offense rolling. Going to keep it on the ground. Oh, what a nice hesitation to get some extra yardage at the end of that. That was Orion Dukes. As Dukes did a great job of that hesitation. Didn't try to burst through the first open hole that the offensive line created. Instead, it waited, stayed patient, and ultimately got more yardage than he probably would have had if he cut through the first one. Raiders set themselves up. 2nd down and medium, half the yardage needed on the first down carry by Dukes. Dallas Jet looking in the passing game, breaks out of the pocket. No, he does not. The Falcons swallow him up and push him back for a loss of a few. The Falcons come out with the ball. It's a fumble, and the Fitch Falcons have recovered. And coming out, Josh Fitzgerald, the big senior on the line, emerges with the football. Officials call it a turnover, and the Falcons will be in Raider territory at the 35. What an unfortunate turnover by the Raiders offense. Now opens up a golden opportunity for Austintown Fitch. Chance to get a 3-score lead before the end of the first quarter. 40 seconds remain. Clock to start on the snap. DJ Williams back with Cam Smith. Single receiver option each way for Smith. Smith, shovel pass out to Williams. Williams looking for the pass down the field. It's hauled in. It's a touchdown. DJ Williams, 300 yards rushing a week ago, adds a 35-yard dime pass to the end zone, and it's 20-0, Austintown Fitch. What a pass, and the Falcons have multiple guys that are able to pull that pass off. As we see DJ Williams in place of what Cam Smith was earlier this season. We saw Deshaun Vaughn do something similar with Cam Smith. Now Cam Smith linking up with the junior DJ Williams. And the first quarter has Fitch up 20-0. Josiah Burneye splits the uprights. Once again, he's 3 for 3 from extra point territory. 21-0. Austintown Fitch scores in 8 seconds on a single play. Touchdown toss by DJ Williams puts the Falcons up by 3 possessions. 32 seconds remain in quarter number 1. Raiders to get another shot at the offense right after this. Dan Evans III, his second touchdown reception of the night, but coming from two different quarterbacks. Caught one from Cam Smith and one now from DJ Williams. So a 2-touchdown performance for DE3, and the Falcons offense performing like a well-oiled machine despite some of the injuries they've dealt with in recent weeks. 21 points already on the scoreboard with 32 seconds remaining here in quarter number 1. Raiders, always dangerous on the special teams unit just because of the high rate of athleticism you see come out of Warren Harding year after year. Can always get a score back in a blink of an eye. Josiah Burneye going to elect to keep that kick short and actually force the Raiders to go the opposite way to try and track it down. As a well-executed play by the Falcons and a well-executed kick by Josiah Burneye. You take the extra yardage you're going to end up giving them by kicking it short, but you also limit that big return that the Raiders are always capable of. It pins them to the 36-yard line ultimately is where Warren Harding recovered it. And now the Raiders offense desperately needing a score, can't afford to give the ball back to Fitch without one. Dallas Jet, 4-receiver option. Not sure the running game comes into play as much here, despite how much time's left on the clock. We've seen Fitch capable of burning as much as 4 to 5 minutes off the game clock with drives. Jet back, looking to pass, uses the arm, gets a reception near the line of scrimmage. It looks like a gain of 2 on the completion as Jones hauls it in. Raiders don't have to run another play before the end of the first quarter. Let's see what Warren Harding elects to do. And that is the end of the first quarter as the final seconds tick away. And we'll go to quarter number 2 on the evening. Austintown Fitch leading by 3 scores, 21-0. Warren Harding with the ball near the midfield. It's 2nd down and 8 when we come back for the Raiders as Cam Smith and the offense rolling for the Falcons.
Coca's Pizza, your high school football headquarters. Come to pregame with half-off select appetizers in our dining room starting at 5 p.m. Also want to stay for the game? We'll be playing it live. That's Coca's Pizza. We serve it hot.
Welcome back, everybody. Start of quarter number 2 here in Greenwood Chevrolet Stadium in beautiful Austintown, Ohio. We got a nice chill on the night, 58 degrees right now. The registered temperature here at Greenwood Chevrolet Stadium. Perfect night for football as the Raiders, 2nd down and 8 coming up on offense, looking for a score. Trailing by a decent chunk to the Fitch Falcons. Oh, it is bobbled at the line and falling on a Dallas Jet. Got some positive yards despite the fumble, but it now brings up 3rd down for Warren Harding. As the Raiders still have an opportunity. They will receive the ball in the second half. So still an opportunity for Warren Harding to get back in this game. Dallas Jet over the middle. Oh, what a pass and what a catch on the Falcons side of the field. It looked like Devin Boss is the one that held on and hauled it in as Devin Boss rises up high to bring that one down. Clock stops temporarily for the movement of the chains. Raiders now on Fitch's side of the field, looking for a score. Dallas Jet again for the pass, stays in the pocket, uncorks, deep pass towards the end zone as a flag comes in late, and we might see some pass interference on the Falcons. It did come, the flag was thrown towards the play, but it was thrown from behind the play. But you would likely think anytime it's near that during a passing play near the receivers, it's pass interference. And it is PI at a 15-yard penalty ensuing as the Raiders will push themselves further into Falcon territory. It's a first down for Warren Harding. So the Raiders, golden opportunity to score. Just outside of Fitch's red zone at the 22. Dallas Jet back to pass again, looking for the one-on-one option. Misfires on the connection, and it brings up second down. Dallas Jet, definitely a capable quarterback with his arm. And he's proven that multiple times in the last couple seasons. Found a great connection with Devin Boss on third down to get the Raiders set up in this situation. Trips formation. 3 receivers near side of the field to the left of Dallas Jet. Dallas Jet has the right side of the field open. Jet looking for the edge. Jet throws a missile pass, but it's incomplete, as it looked to be called that time by the head linesman, Ken Mills, incomplete. So the clock stops at 10:31, set to start on the snap. No doubt 4 down territory for the Raiders just outside of Fitch's red zone. They still need the full 10 for the first, but you feel 2 plays to get it. They might try to go short, get about half the yardage here. Single receiver, again, trips formation, near side of the field for Jet. Jet, pocket collapsing, has to break out of it, gets some positive yardage near the first down. He gets tackled down. Looks like he might be just shy of the first. It's going to bring up 4th and short, but nonetheless, a nice running play by Dallas Jet. The pocket collapsed, and boy, he is so hard to try and track down, so elusive, and gets out of that pocket for a nice gain. 10:16, it reads on the game clock as a timeout has been taken by the Raiders. It's one of their first, leaving both teams with 2 in the half. We'll take a timeout as well. Ty Bartell, YSNLive.com. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.
Jimmy Sudman here, director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and 2 of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Mill Creek Metro Parks is your park for all seasons. Make a memory in the park. Plan your visit today at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Welcome back, everybody. 4th down situation. Big play for the Raiders, looking for a first. Falcons trying to register a turnover on downs. Fakes the handoff, gets the reverse. Dallas Jet, the 747, speeds his way to the end zone for a score as the Raiders are on the board. Turning on the afterburners, Dallas Jet An extra burst of speed inside the 10, all the way to the end zone for 6. Doherty, first chance at a kick try here, coming with 10:09 in the second. As Doherty's kick was hooking left, but it does stay within the uprights for a completed kick and a tacked on extra point. 21-7 the scoreboard reads as the Raiders get their first score of the day, a rushing touchdown by Dallas Jet. Falcons slated to get the ball back, leading by 14. Raiders defense looking for a stop. Right after this on ysnlive.com.
It's storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Rain will come and go tomorrow. There'll be some dry intervals.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Welcome back, everyone, as the Raiders set up to kick away to the Austintown Fitch Falcons. Important to note, Warren Harding slated to get the ball back, or get the ball to start, I should say, rather, the third quarter. So if the Raiders can get a defensive stop, could set up a potential 2-for-1 for Warren Harding. Bottling it. DJ Williams ends up with it. Williams gets the edge. Williams extra yards. Williams across the 50 and in Harding territory, shy of the 45 to start the next offensive possession for the Falcons. As a nice job by DJ Williams, not panicking in the short kick scenario, as Warren Harding tried to execute something similar to Fitch, and they're actually going to back him up a few yards shy of the 45, actually at the 48. But Fitch to start in Harding territory, leading by 14, but looking to add to that scoreboard. Cam Smith has found Dan Evans III, so has DJ Williams, as Williams connected with a touchdown passes last time. Evans III, a popular target, gets another reception as he gets pretty much just wrapped up by Devin Boss near the 35-yard line. Nice tackle by Boss. Pretty much just inhaled all the momentum by Dan Evans III and stopped it dead in its tracks near the 35. Fitch, rolling on the offensive side, gets a first down at the 35-yard line. Handoff, Jamel James. Jamel James up the middle. Jamel James gets another first down on the ground for Austintown Fitch. So the Falcons, by keeping it on the ground, utilizing multiple options in that game. Passing just to keep the Raiders' defense off balance has worked and been effective to this point. Stay on the ground with the big man James, as James gets about half the yardage needed on the first down carry. Second down and 5 as a injury timeout. Going to stop the clock temporarily for the Harding Raiders. Back up on his feet, though, and walking off the field. Nice to see. Never won anything too serious of a concern, but still perched up. And it looks to be maybe a lower leg injury. Sometimes you worry about cramping in that scenario too, but you always worry about those knee injuries and that. Coach Arnold out to talk with the player injured on the field. We'll take a real quick break. Be back right after this.
The environment in the hospital can be very intense for a patient. Being able to put a smile on their face brightens up my day. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is nursing. What I love about studying nursing is that it takes you out of the classroom and into the lab. It's really hands-on. The professors here push you to be your absolute best, so if you want it, you gotta work hard for it. I am so excited about my future. I'm Shantiana, and I am why I'm proud.
2nd down and 6. The situation for Austintown Fitch, looking for another score inside the Raiders' red zone. Cam Smith takes the snap, keeps it himself. Smith up the middle and does a great job staying on his feet, capturing a 1st down. As the chains move again, 1st down and 10 at the 13-yard line of Warren Harding. 3 receivers set, spread out wide to Smith's right. Smith checks off, gets his play call, relays it to the line, back out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off, keeping it on the ground. Falcons looking for the middle. Get about 3 yards on the carry. 2nd down and 7. Now coming up for Fitch. 2 yards on the carry, 2nd down and 8. We now tick away under 8 minutes to play in half number 1. Fitch looking to extend their lead back to 3 scores. Cam Smith looking for an edge, can't find it there as tackled out of bounds. As great job by the Raiders line, not allowing any further yardage to be had by Smith and the Falcons. 3rd down coming up for Fitch on the 12. Need inside the 5-yard line of the Raiders. Similar look, 3 receiver option. As Smith on the play action, rolls out right, looking for a dime pass to the corner, and it's incomplete. Raiders defense forces the stop on 3rd down and forcing a 4th down now. Questionable time. Let's see what the Falcons elect to do. Definitely in field goal range if they elect to attack that way. Cam Smith, quarterback, looks like he's coming off of the field. And Fitch bringing out Josiah Burneye for a field goal try. Field goal attempt, just under 30 yards. Kick by Burneye, has some hook to it, but it is good as mark up a 3-point try for Josiah Burneye, and it's 24-7. Austintown Fitch, Burneye 3 for 3 from extra point territory, 1 for 1 from field goal range. 7:33 remains on the clock as the Falcons lead it 24-7. Raiders looking for a score with 7:33 left to go in the half.
When I was in high school, one of my closest friends, his father actually worked at Greenwood Chevrolet. You know, selling cars is what we do, but that's not what we're about. It's very rarely ever about the car. It's about how you can make somebody feel. It's about how you could help somebody, and those are the proud moments, and I'm telling you, I got way too many to name, and I could never picture myself working anywhere else. I'm Anthony Facillo, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you.
Josiah Burneye and company back ready to kick off to the Raiders. Key possession coming up for Warren Harding. Warren Harding slated to get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. 7:33, definitely enough time for both teams to likely get one more possession. But the Raiders, holding the Falcons to a field goal, have a chance to get some more points back on Fitch before the halftime break. Dallas Jett able to find Devin Boss on the passing end that set up a rushing touchdown for the senior quarterback in the last drive for the Raiders. Warren Harding always comes out. Great support. Band in full support for both sides as well. Playing loud and proud for both teams. Always a great rivalry. As we've said, 17-17 all time these two teams are against each other. Bobbled by the Raiders at the 15, picked right back up. Devin Boss looking for an edge. Devin Boss trying to spin his way out of tackles, got out of one, still rushing his way forward before finally getting stopped up near the 35. Just couldn't keep pushing forward as the pile kept on adding on of Falcons against Devin Boss. But nonetheless, a good try by Boss. Gets some extra yardage on the return for Warren Harding. Warren Harding always so dangerous in special teams play. Well executed on the special teams department. The Raiders sit at the 36. Dallas Jett. Raiders QB takes the snap, rolls to his right on the move, gets a pass off for the completion, out of bounds, but inside the 40-yard line of Warren Harding on the completion. "42-yard line is where the Raiders stand. At 7:13 remaining in the half. Trips formation to the left of Dallas Jett. Jett rolls to his left, finds a completion, finds a first down, still on his feet, tackled out of bounds near the 40-yard line of Austintown Fitch, but it was Jacob Lawrence that time, the senior, who hauled it in for a first down carry. Fitch's 37-yard line is where Warren Harding will stand on offense. Harding, by way of the passing game, is finding some success against the Falcons defense. 4 receivers option for Dallas Jett, 1 to the near side of the field, 3 spread out wide to the right. Near side receiver is Chaz Coleman. Back to pass, another completion, stays on the feet but gets out of bounds on the tackle. As Jones goes out of bounds, brings up second down, second and medium. Try for Warren Harding, needing 6 for the first. Similar look, changing it up on offense though, flipping the receivers to the near side of the field, the 3 options. Dallas Jett going to keep it on the ground, looking for the edge. Jett again with a nice burst of speed on the offensive side, out of bounds. First down, Warren Harding. .652 reads on the game clock. As Warren Harding looking to continue to move on offense. 3 receivers bunched together to the left. Jett going to look to the left, stops, fires. Oh, what a completion on his feet to the end zone. Can't roll in. They say stopped just shy, but what a completion. Kamari Adams got the completion, the reception, the extra yards after. What a shed by Adams. Grown man strength on the shedded tackle. 1 broken tackle for him now on the evening. Sets the Raiders up 1st and goal at the 2. Chance to cut the deficit to as low as 10 Raiders. Jett just going to take it forward. 2nd rushing touchdown on the day for Dallas Jett. And Warren Harding has cut into the Falcons' lead. 6:15 raids on the game clock. The Raiders. Dougherty. 1 for 1 from extra point territory. Second attempt. Dougherty's attempt tried to get in on the block, missed it on the block attempt. Dougherty is true on the kick attempt, and he's 2 for 2 on the day. And the Raiders have cut the deficit to 10 points after trailing by as much as 21. Big defensive stand coming up for Warren Harding as they are slated to get the ball in the second half. 6:15 left to go in half number 1 from Greenwood Chevrolet Stadium in Austintown, Ohio. Ty Bartell, ysnlive.com. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.
We are Kent State in the Valley. Start and finish one of more than 25 bachelor's or associate degree programs, or start one of Kent State's 280 majors. With low tuition, public, and plenty of scholarship opportunities, we will help you maximize your education and minimize student debt. Enjoy the benefits of a smaller campus with all the opportunities of a large university. Save money, stay close to home. Apply today by visiting kent.edu/Trumbull.
Welcome back, everybody. 6 1/4 left to go here in half number 1. Dougherty for the Raiders, ready to kick away to the Austintown Fitch Falcons. Fitch pinching near the line. As a flag coming out. The onside attempt by Warren Harding, but the flag looks like it came out from the line judge, and a false start. Going to back the Raiders up to the 35. So no time comes off the clock, but the Raiders do lose 5 yards on the special teams penalty. A faint chant of "you can't do that" comes from the Falcon faithful. Now pinned at the 35-yard line, NFL territory for Jake Dougherty. As Dougherty with the kick. Looks to pin it back deep, but it does travel into the end zone for a touchback. And the Falcons will have this ball brought out as they'll have to try to take it the full distance. Nice kick by Dougherty. Definitely wanted it to stop up near the 5-yard line a little bit too much, or was hoping for potentially a touch. Falcons play it correctly, and it gets brought out to the 20. Needing 80 yards for the score, Fitch was able to get a field goal the last time, as Harding has elected to take their second time out now of the half. So Raiders are going to be left with 1. Falcons going to have 2 left on the half. So we'll take a timeout as well here on ysnlive.com. Be back right after this.
Locally owned and operated, Sheely's relaxed shopping experience means browsing and lounging is always encouraged.
Find Flex Deal and more at Sheely's Furniture and Appliance, because the best things in life happen at home.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
We thank our sponsors over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown, as we are here at Greenwood Chevrolet Stadium in Austintown, Ohio, as the Falcons currently leading it 24-14 on the Warren Harding Raiders. Raiders have come away with 2 touchdowns in back-to-back drives. Falcons held to a field goal last time on the offensive side. They start off with a rushing attempt. As the Falcons, second down and short for Fitch. have potential to burn away the rest of the game clock. DJ Williams has a seam. They're not going to catch him. Can he stay on his feet? No, he trips. And what a key trip. And honestly, looked like they weren't going to catch him, but a key trip by the Harding secondary took all the momentum away from Williams, who falls out of bounds and still down after the tackle. So injury on the field. They're going to have to check him on the sideline. Falcons may be dealing with another big injury. We'll be back right after this.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens. On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Well, a standing ovation from the Austintown Fitch Falcons student section as DJ Williams has emerged back to his feet, and definitely a sigh of relief from Falcon faithful. Not wanting to suffer any major injuries, Williams, a huge centerpiece in that Falcon offense. He, along with Jamel James, make up that big duo rushing attack for Fitch. Nevertheless, a great run. Good to see that he's back up and hopefully healthy to continue this season. But the Falcons now inside the 15. Cam Smith looking for the pass. Jay Neely is his target. Jay Neely has it knocked loose. What a secondary play, as the Harding secondary has come up time and time again. Big plays. I believe that time it was Dallas Jett actually in the secondary. Nice stop by the Harding Raiders. Taking a touchdown off the board. Getting in between the pass attempt. It's 2nd and 10. Yes, Cam Smith with 3 receivers as his options. Jamel James gets the carry. Jamel James on the dive forward, close to a first down, but he's going to be held about a yard or 2 shy, it looks like. They're going to mark it 3 yards shy. I beg your pardon. 3rd and 3. Big 3rd down for the Falcons. Raiders looking for another stop. Fitch looking for a score. Evans the 3rd into motion. Jamel James up the middle looking to push the pile. He'll be close to a first down. We'll see where it's marked. And they say we see a closed fist coming up. I believe it is 4th down. 4th and short. Now for Fitch, decisions time. It is 4th down and about a yard. The Falcons have 2 timeouts left. Play clock stands at 10 seconds. Game clock tips under 4 minutes. Timeout, and Cam Smith sees the play clock and wisely utilizes one of the Falcons' 2 timeouts remaining. Both teams will be left with a single timeout in the half as Fitch, 4th down and 1. Big defensive stand coming up for the Harding Raiders. Big scoring opportunity for the Falcons. Key moment in the game right after this.
The environment in the hospital can be very intense for a patient. Being able to put a smile on their face brightens up my day. I go to Youngstown State University, and my passion is nursing. What I love about studying nursing is that it takes you out of the classroom and into the lab. It's really hands-on. The professors here push you to be your absolute best, so if you want it, you got to work hard for it. I am so excited about my future. I'm Shantiana, and I am why I'm proud.
Fourth down and a yard coming up for Fitch. Fitch not going to attempt the field goal try here. Instead, out offensively looking for a touchdown. Needing a first down, would need to get to the Raiders' 5. Whistles blown, and I believe a timeout being taken. I think the Raiders. No, Fitch doubling up on the timeouts. So they come out. Wanted to see what the Raiders looked like defensively. So the third timeout of the half, second consecutive timeout for Fitch, leaves them with none in the half. 3:50 on the game clock as the Raiders now will have one. Raiders getting back-to-back touchdowns to get themselves back within 10 of Austintown Fitch. If they can get a stop here, can continue climbing back into this game and could set up that 2-for-1 possibility for the Raiders, which could see them take a lead, providing that they can't get the stop. Fitch again out offensively, gonna try for it, needing a yard. Keeping it on the ground, on the edge, into the end zone. It's a touchdown as Jamel James found the edge, took it to the house, his first score of the game, and the Falcons have 2 scores by way of the ground, 2 by way of the air, and a field goal that has made up their 30 points. Josiah Burneye, to this point, is 3 for 3 from extra point territory and 1 for 1 on a field goal try. Burneye attempting his 4th extra point attempt. As Burneye's kick is up and it is good. Another extra point try. Splits the uprights for Josiah Burneye, as he is now 4 for 4 on the day from extra point land and good from a field goal try as well. 31-14, Fitch leads it. Raiders to get the ball back as the Falcons band has a lot to play for. Offense putting on the show tonight.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com or find us on Facebook.
3:45 remains here in half number 1. The Falcons have reclaimed a 17-point advantage now, 31-14. Raiders can cut this back to a 10-point deficit before the half. They also open up the third quarter with possession, so a chance to get right back into this ball game if the Raiders play their next couple possessions correctly. As Burneye back to kick off. The Raiders experiencing a lot of success in the passing game. That one is mishandled but hauled in near the 1-yard line, looking for some extra yards, changing direction. Boss looking for the right side. Boss losing some tacklers before finally being tackled down near the 25-yard line. 10-second shave off the clock on the return attempt. It's going to leave the Raiders with 3:35 to work with and a timeout left in the half. So the Raiders, by way of the pass, have set themselves up for 2 scores, but not how they have scored. It has been Dallas Jett taking it in with his legs both times for Warren Harding. It's where the Raiders are most dangerous offensively in those red zone tries because of the speed that they have, not only in the running back position, but in their quarterback position as well. besides the fumble by Warren Harding, not a whole lot of turnovers in this game. Both teams have been taking care of the ball. Jett looking for the pass, and it's a misfire, a little bit too strong that time by the Raiders quarterback, and it's a second down for Warren Harding. Curious to see if the Raiders will try to take one on the ground to make sure that they continue managing that clock as well. Kind of a odd scenario for Warren Harding. They don't want to leave the Falcons with any time left to try to get another score before the half, but also want to make sure that they're executing the best possible plays on offense. Trips receiver positions out to the left, single out to the right. Dallas Jett keeps it on his legs, and that's what the Raiders do elect to do. But getting out of bounds shy of the 30. Going to stop the clock anyway at 3:23. So a third down situation for Harding, and if they aren't able to execute a first, risk giving the ball back to Fitch with plenty of time left to execute some plays on offense. Raiders have converted third downs twice on the game. Looking for the pass in the screen, had to come out to get it. Oh, what a move, close to the first, and he got it. What a catch, what a run after Raylan Weaver. And Weaver, a fitting last name, weaving his way through the defensive secondary all the way to a first. So the Raiders, a key third down conversion. Keeps them with possession, keeps them in control of the clock prior to the end of the first half. Raiders now sitting at their own 39-yard line. Dallas Jett, three receivers near side of the field, bunched up to his left, getting chased back. Gonna just have to uncork a pass and sending it out of bounds. What a try by Jett to get it out of bounds. Receiver was in the area, not intentional grounding, as it was Jacob Lawrence. That was a close target for Jett. Good read and great decision by Jett to get rid of it and just eat the loss of down. It's second down and 10 now for the Raiders offense. Even a field goal would be beneficial for the Raiders. Any score that they can get, really. Just want to try to walk off of this half with some points, added points on the board. Dallas Jett in the pass game. A lot of time to throw. Uncorks. Monstrous pass downfield. Falcons looking for the INT. Oh my God, who came up with it? No, they say incomplete. As it looked like maybe one of the Raiders or the Falcons came up with it after it was tipped in the air. But no, batted down by the Falcons secondary. And another third down coming up for Warren Harding. Got to take those kind of risks on offense when you can, trying to catch the Falcons defense slipping. They're able to recover defensively to avoid the long pass getting off on them. Brings up another third down and 10. You would likely think the Raiders, depending on what they do, might go for it. Oh, nice battle away that time by the Falcons, Davion Pritchard. And Davion Pritchard has played a masterful cornerback position these last few weeks, creating a ton of turnovers, but outside of that, just being a lockdown corner overall, does a nice job to force a fourth down. And the Raiders staying on their side of the field offensively, going to have to punt this one away. Can't risk giving it back to Fitch in their own territory. As trying to tackle down Dan Evans the third, they're able to corral him immediately after the catch at the 35. Leaves the Falcons with 2:39 on the clock to try to get some more points on the board. Fitch going to have to go into their 2-minute drill on offense. We'll see the Falcons offense on the field right after this.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play...
Falcons back offensively. Cam Smith to run. Eats the first tackle attempt by the Raiders and bounces off of it near the 40 on the first down carry for about 5. Out of bounds, only shaves a few seconds off the clock. It's 2:33. Clock to start on the snap for Fitch. 2nd down and 5 coming up. Jamel James, the back, on the right hip of Cam Smith. The snap, the handoff. James cuts through the middle of the line and gets a first down near midfield. Right at the 50 is where they're going to spot him. Stop the clock temporarily to move the chains. Back to the ground game as James, not much running room to be had on that one. The Raiders stop it at the line of scrimmage, 2nd down. Nice tackle by the Raiders as the Falcons at midfield looking for another score before the half. Dominic Perry, receiver spread furthest out wide to Smith's right near side of the field. And up the middle on the ground game, nearing a first down. It's 3rd and short, though, for Fitch. As Jamel James, another nice carry. Falcons, you would think, no doubt, 2 plays to try to get a first. Raiders still have a timeout left in their back pocket. See if they want to utilize it here. Jamel James burst through the middle. He got the first down at 1:19. Clock to stop to move the chains temporarily. As they get the chains set, clock resumes. Falcons set up inside the Raiders 40, continuing to cut into Raider territory. About to be under 60 seconds to play in the half. Looking right now left over the middle, and that one misfired by Cam Smith as the clock will stop at 58 seconds and bring up 2nd and 10 for Austintown. Fitch may elect to keep it on the ground, keep that clock running. Interesting as the clock will start on the snap for Fitch. Cam Smith out of the shotgun, 3 receiver set. Jamel James is the back in the backfield with him. They hand off to James. James bounces off a couple of tackles, gets tackled near the 30-yard line. And an injury on the field. It's one of the Falcons. This is going to get the clock stopped as the injury near the 30-yard line. We're going to get an update on the field here at Greenwood Chevrolet Stadium in Austintown.
When I was in high school, one of my closest friends, his father actually worked at Greenwood Chevrolet. You know, selling cars is what we do, but that's not what we're about. It's very rarely ever about the car. It's about how you can make somebody feel. It's about how you could help somebody, and those are the proud moments, and I'm telling you, I got way too many to name, and I could never picture myself working anywhere else. I'm Anthony Facillo, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience from sales to financing and even service.
We guarantee financing,
regardless of your situation or credit history. No worries. That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Fall is in the air. The kids are back to school, crowds are cheering for the home team, and Myers Family Insurance is prepped for another crazy Medicare season. Every year there's changes, some big, some small, so it's important to have a conversation to make sure your plan is going to meet your expectations for the coming year. Give our team a call today to schedule your annual review.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance or visit us on the web. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com.
The injury was to the Falcons tight end Donovan Bell Sullivan. He was able to walk off the field under his own power, so good sign on the injury for Bell Sullivan as we wish him the best in his future health and endeavors. Hope to see him back out on the field as rapidly as possible. Jamel James, first play, looking for 6. Book it. He got it. Another score for Fitch before the half, as they spot 37 points in the first half offensively. Big score for the Falcons, as there you have a potential to now lead it by 28. 24, excuse me. Josiah Burney. Perfect kicking today. Field goals and extra point tries. And this attempt, no different. Another extra point, good by Burney, makes the Falcons lead 38-14 with 35 seconds to go here in half number 1. Raiders offense has a chance. We'll see if they want to execute with 35 seconds remaining right after this.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
As Josiah Burney gets ready to kick off for Austintown Fitch, the Raiders going to be back ready to receive the kickoff. How about this game, too? The Niles Red Dragons giving Girard quite a game. 28-27, Girard leads Niles in the first half. Niles Red Dragons get Antoine Brown back and shows what kind of difference maker he is for that Red Dragon staff. As what an athlete, what a difference maker. Niles looking for an upset bid here in week number 10. Josiah Burney and the Falcons have taken care of business offensively, leading it by 24 points against the Warren Harding Raiders. Raiders take the ball in near the 15, looking to carve their way through the Falcons special teams unit. It shaves 5 seconds off the clock, and the Raiders will have 30 seconds and a timeout to decide what they want to do, if they want to do anything offensively before the end of half number 1. For Warren Harding, it's a case where they can go 2 for 1, but you got to feel like, I mean, there's certain cases where you want to just take the knee and you take it into the half, but also on the flip side of that coin, what does it hurt to stay aggressive here? If you're able to get a score before the half, you still have an opportunity to get right back into this game, getting the ball in quarter number 3. For the Raiders, though, likely only a few shots offensively in the pass game for Warren Harding. They're looking to get out of bounds. They have a timeout to stop the clock if they do catch it in the open field. Dallas Jet going to just keep it on the ground. Jet gets tackled near the 45, and the clock will continue to run. Raiders going to look to get another snap, maybe. Final seconds ticking away, and the Raiders walking off the field, not electing to go any place further on the offensive side. So that'll take us into our halftime break with the Austintown Fitch Falcons leading it 38-14. And as all high school games on Friday Night Lights, we want you to enjoy the bands of both the Warren G. Harding Raiders and the Austintown Fitch Falcons as they provide some fantastic entertainment to all the live fans and now the virtual fans here on Friday nights. So for the next 20 minutes, please enjoy the marching bands of both Warren G. Harding High School and Austintown Fitch High School.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we present the 2022 Raider Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Reed Young and Heather Cerny. Our major instructors are Marissa Welke and Gabby Jones. Flagline instructors are Celeste Harris and Mariah Coker. Percussion instructors are Brian Dogger and George Ringgold. The band is led onto the field by field commander Loretta Ramsey and Olivia Dunn, and head drummer Elise Vaughn. The Raider Band is proud to present our 2022 show titled Unstoppable. Join us as we feature hit songs that we know you enjoy. Our opening song takes us back to the year of 1999 with the group The Backstreet Boys. Here is Larger Than Life. The Raider Band is on the move with this 2015 hit from the boy band One Direction. With trumpet soloist Brooklyn Brown, here is Drag Me Down. The Raider Band would like to thank you all for being a wonderful audience tonight. Now join us as we cheer on our Raider team. There they go, ladies and gentlemen, the 2022 Warren G. Harding Raider Marching Band.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's halftime performance. We proudly present to you the 2022-2023 Austintown Fitch Marching Band. The band is led onto the field by drumline captain Ian Teeters, color guard captain Anastasia Walker, color guard co-captain Madison Snyder, senior drum major Madison Sheffield, and junior drum major Jared Givadon. This evening's music was selected by our senior band members, and the marching drill was storyboarded by our senior drum major. The band steps off to a jazz standard, Chameleon, by Herbie Hancock. sets up for our next number. Please keep in mind our 50-50 drawing will be held right after tonight's performance. And now the band will perform Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen and feature senior trumpet soloists Luke Wharton and Riley Golden. The Austin Town tradition continues with the color guard presentation of the American flag as the band concludes with our national march, The Stars and Stripes Forever. thank everyone for their continued support. And we wish the best of luck to Coach Parker and our Fitch Falcon football team in the second half. Go Falcons! And now for tonight's 50-50 drawing. Get your tickets ready, please. The half wins $346. You can collect your winnings at stand 1 on the northwest corner of the stadium. Tonight's winning ticket is 213975. Again, the winning ticket number is 213975.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens. On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers. From sales to financing and even service, we'll help build your perfect vehicle.
And lock in your trade value
while your vehicle is being built.
No worries.
We guarantee financing,
regardless of your situation or credit history. No worries.
And when your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Hi, this is Zell Bush.
Hi, this is Tom Flynn. Hi, this is Steve Rossetto.
Hi, this is Ryan Miller.
Hi, this is Rich Sakui from WRS Wealth Advisors.
With our combined 80 years of experience,
WRS Wealth Advisors are the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services.
Or visit WRSwealth.com.
Go Raiders.
Go Dogs.
Go Cats. Go Dogs. Go Tigers.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at MyersFamilyINS.com or find us on Facebook.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall, Mill Creek Metro Parks is your park for all seasons. Make a memory in the park. Plan your visit today at millcreekmetroparks.org.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our valley's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
But now you can see every school, to the smallest school, to the intermediate schools, to the schools in the outlying areas. It gives you coverage that you could just never get to before. It's something that's great to experience, and it's opened up a whole new wave of sports viewership. The possibilities are endless here at YSN. Push the envelope every day. Try something new. If it works, great. If it doesn't, well, let's try another angle, and we just keep moving forward. My name is Mike Ackelson, and my sports network is your sports network.
That was Mike Ackelson, and you can, of course, catch Mike Ackelson on Friday nights as he is the show host for YSN's Audible Call, actually going on right now. You can go to ysnlive.com and our social media outlets to get Mike and all the touchdowns of the night as they jump through area games and get the live updates and conversations on the area games as they happen. We got one that turned sour for the Raiders towards the end of that first half as the Falcons were able to tack on some scores, ultimately lead it 38-14 on Warren Harding. As we open up the third quarter of play, the Raiders will start on offense. And really, name of the game for Warren Harding, they need to put up some points. And if they can do it in rapid fashion, that would just benefit the Raiders at this point. Not an insurmountable comeback in the slightest for Warren Harding, but the time is not on their side. As the Raiders, led by Dallas Jett, senior quarterback, has been very effective with his arm in the last few drives for Warren Harding, but has ultimately scored twice with his leg. The snap, Jett rolls to his right, pass incomplete, little high of the target, and the incompletion stops the clock at 11:47. As you see, our ticker is up for YSN, so you can see the scores around the area, and they are updated live. How about Struthers up 21-0 on the Poland Bulldogs. Wildcats looking to host a playoff game going into next week. Springfield on a winning streak ever since opening up with 4 straight losses. Close one there, South Range and Hubbard as well. Falcons defense back out. Raiders 2nd down and 10 coming up. The snap, Jett looking to pass again. Jett backs up, almost intercepted, couldn't hold on to it. The incompletion brings up 3rd and 10. Tried firing it over the middle, potentially lost sight of one of the Falcons. Couldn't pull it down, though, and I think the Falcon that got his hands on it, Christian Latone, one of the linebackers for Fitch here. Senior leaders on this squad. 3rd and 10, Raiders at risk of going 3 and out to start. Triple receiver option to Dallas Jett's left. Looked left, shifted his momentum right, has a lane right, stops at the 15, gets rid of it, and the ball is down. Looking for a PI call, or the Raiders coaching staff on the sideline. The boys in stripes not quick to the flag. Or no, flag does come out on the play. Let's get the call. Likely PI, you would think. And a personal foul is called on Xavier Dawn, which gives the Raiders an added 15 yards and ultimately gives them the first down as they get close to their own 40-yard line. So Warren Harding, big chance now for the Raiders to continue this offensive drive as the penalty gives them a first and a fresh set of downs. Dallas Jet and company takes the snap again, pass game, looking for the deep ball. Did he haul it in? Knocks loose at the end, and it's incomplete. Good play in the secondary by the Falcons. Almost hauled in by Boss, but knocked loose towards the end. And I believe it was Jay Neely who knocked it loose. So Ely with the pat down. Pass deflected, 2nd and 10 coming up for Harding. Wonder if Harding tries to mix in at least a running play here and there to try to avoid being one-dimensional on the offensive side. Falcons playing to the Raiders' pass. And they do put it back on the ground. Nice cut by Powell, and he has a first down and much more. As a nice cut, Ryan Powell makes a beautiful first cut, gets a huge chunk of yards, and they're on the Falcons side of the field. It's first down, Warren Harding. And you talk about mixing in play styles, that run booms for a big gain, and the Raiders operating in enemy territory. Getting the check off. Adjusting the play. On the fly, Dallas Jet looks to his left, fires a completion to his left. That completion goes to the 20. Devin Boss still on his feet, and he gets tackled out near the 20-yard line. The Raiders going to be set up near the Falcons' red zone. Nice offensive drive by the Raiders. And now the Raiders are at the Falcon 20. Clock resumes ticking. Holy War. Close battle there. Ursuline up 10-7 on Cardinal Mooney in the third. 4 receivers set for the Raiders on offense. 3 of them to Jets left. Bunched up far side of the field. They keep it on the ground. Powell, just spins his way off some tacklers and nears a first down. As the Raiders, second down, very short, coming up for Warren Harding. Falcons. Defense backs against the wall as the Raiders inch closer. 4 receivers spread. Powell to the left hip of Jet. Jet takes the snap. Jet keeps it on the fake handoff. Jet looks for the edge. Jet first down. A flag comes in after Jet gets the first down. Clock stops at 9:22. We're going to get the call on the field from our referee, Jeff Davis. Looked like the flag came in from the line judge, Donbrit. And let's hear in on our referee, Davis. And it's a face mask penalty tacked on to the end of the play as the Falcons commit the face mask. And Warren Harding gets some added yards to the end of the run. It sets them up at the 5-yard line. First and goal, Warren Harding. Raiders needing a score, 1st and goal. Again, delaying the snap, checking off. Getting the call from the sideline. Powell shifts to the right hip, running to the right, taking it himself. Dallas Jett looking for the hat trick. Dallas Jett has fallen into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the evening, and making up all of the Raiders' scores today. Dallas Jett makes this an 18-point game as Dougherty going to have an extra point try at 8:52. Well, hold everything, making a quick substitution. Raiders now going to go for 2. Smart play calling, considering that the deficit was 24. It's a 3-possession game if you can convert 2-point conversions. Dallas Jett just speeds his way into the end zone. Tack on 2 for the Raiders. Well-executed play. The Raiders have all of a sudden made this a 2-possession game. Nice execution by Warren Harding. Now it comes down to the defense looking for a stop. The Raiders have not held the Falcons scoreless on any offensive drive. For the Falcons, it was 5 touchdowns and a field goal and 6 offensive tries for Fitch. Raiders looking to turn the tide. As the Raiders going to get ready for the kickoff, potential onside attempt that you might see. We'll see the kicking attempt right after this real quick break on ysnlive.com.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Dougherty is out for the Raiders to kick away for Warren Harding. The Falcons looking to recover. Name of the game for Fitch, obviously they want to put points on the board, but if they can burn some time while doing so, would kill 2 birds with 1 stone for the Falcons. Onside attempt as Dougherty's bounce goes the Raiders' way. They're jumping on it, but the Falcons get it last second. And sigh of relief by the Falcon faithful. But the Harding Raiders came oh so close to an onside recovery. And there's those certain points in a ball game where momentum can majorly shift. Almost happened right there. Raiders definitely pumped up, motivated, need a defensive stand against the Falcons. 8:49 on the clock. Falcons' first possession of the second half coming up. Snap, handoff. Jamel James hesitates, makes the cut. James with a nice gain on first down. The gain sets up a 2nd and short now for Fitch, needing about 1.5 yards to get the first. Again, keeping it on the ground. Jamel James just avoids the tacklers, gets the first, gets pushed out of bounds as the clock continues to tick away. Stopped at 8:20 to move to chains and resumes ticking away at then. 45-yard line for Fitch. They're in Harding territory. Falcons looking for their first score of the half. Keeping it himself, Cam Smith, the Iowa State commit, just barrels up some Raiders defensively, absorbs the contact, gets a couple extra yards. Nice gain on first, 2nd and short again for the Falcons. Needing about 2 yards to get a first. Falcons sending both Dom Perry and Jay Neely, along with Dan Evans III, out to the left of Smith. Options as receivers. Trying to utilize, gets it to Dan Evans III. Evans III has a first down. Evans III splits the defense, avoids a couple more. He's inside the 5 before finally being brought down. What movement by Dan Evans III. Getting all the extra yards he can. Racking up the yak. As DE3 and the Falcons, 1st and goal at the 5. Looking for their first score. Cam Smith on the ground. Jamel James bursts through the end zone for 6. As the Falcons and Jamel James get another rushing touchdown on the evening. Get their point total to 44 on the night. Clock has stopped at 6:44 as Burneye. No, they're keeping the offensive unit out as the Falcons. It looks like gonna attempt for 2, so the Fitch Falcons looking to respond to the Raiders on the 2-point try. Cam Smith from the 2-yard line on the ground, bump and go. Jamel James is stopped short of the goal line as the Raiders hold the Falcons scoreless on the extra point attempts, and it holds their score total to 44 points. So the Fitch Falcons have doubled up the Raiders score 22-44, 22-point advantage for Fitch as 6:45 remains in the ball game. The Warren Harding Raiders are slated to get the ball back right after this break on ysnlive.com. Ty Bartell here with all the action at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown right after this.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our Valley's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
Welcome back, everybody, as the Falcons special teams unit led by Josiah Burneye, the kicker, ready to kick away to the Warren Harding Raiders. Both teams have a score to open up the second half. Dallas Jett got his 3rd of the game to open up the 3rd quarter for the Raiders. And for the Falcons, another score coming on the ground, this time for Jamel James. Raiders were able to get a 2-point conversion. The Falcons had a failed attempt, so 8-6. Our score here in the 3rd quarter, 44-22. The Falcons lead it overall on the scoreboard. It's going to be a touchback as it sails into the end zone, and they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line for Warren Harding. Raiders utilizing the ground game. Ryan Powell helped set up the offensive score for Warren Harding in their first offensive possession of the half. Raiders emerge from the sideline. Falcons emerge from their huddle. Raiders back to trailing by 3 possessions. Checking off sideline. Adjusting, Dallas Jett. Looking to pass. Goes to a single option to his left, but it falls incomplete. Few ticks come off the clock, and it's 2nd down. Holy War. Close battle in that one. Still 10-7, Ursuline leading it in the 4th. 6:42 in this one, quarter number 3, with the Falcons up 22 points. Raiders offense on the field, looking to cut into that deficit once again. Dallas Jet, 4 receivers, the options, and the ball is knocked loose, and able to recover it are the Raiders, but it's a loss of about 5 yards on the fumbled play. And the clock will burn away as it continues to run. As the Raiders, 3rd down and long, needing a first down. Can't really afford to give the ball back to the Falcons at this point. Dallas Jet rolls out right, has some open space, fires it with the arm, and it's incomplete. Clock will stop as the Raiders have a 4th down coming up. As the Falcons force the Raiders into 4th down, and the Raiders no choice but to punt. Back at the 5-yard line, Jake Doherty to try to punt it away for Warren Harding. Doherty hails it in. The punt straight up in the air and takes a bounce the wrong way for the Raiders, out of bounds at the 20-yard line. And the Falcons going to open up at the Raiders' red zone and a chance to add to their lead. In danger now. If the Raiders fall to a deficit of 30 points, it would be a running clock for the Falcons. As Cam Smith, along with Jamel James, emerge out of the offensive backfield, Smith looking to toss it as the pass incomplete, intended for Dominic Perry, and it's a 2nd down coming up for Austintown. 5:35 left to go in quarter number 3. Falcons misfiring on the 1st down try, 2nd and 10 coming up. Dom Perry stays on the near side of the field. Dan Evans, the 3rd, goes far side. 1 receiver each side of Smith, with Jamel James in the backfield as the running option. They keep it himself, does Cam Smith. Cam Smith cuts through the lane and gets tackled inside the 5. As the Falcons on the cusp of adding another score to their lead. First and goal for Fitch. Looking to get their scoring total to the 50s. Cam Smith keeps it himself, wants a score for himself today, but gets tackled well shy of the mark and loses some yards going backwards. The Raiders defense comes up with a nice stop. Clock continues to run as Fitch now has 2nd and goal to work from at the 7-yard line. Southern Local 14-0 lead on United. That's a big lead for the Indians in the 4th quarter of that one. Falcons keep it on the ground, and Jamel James spins out near the 5, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but it's 3rd and goal now for Fitch. More importantly, though, keeping it on the ground keeps the clock running for Fitch. And if you're unable to come away with scores if you're the Falcons, caveat could be if you're burning away enough time, it can be considered a beneficial drive as well. Cam Smith, the keeper. Cam Smith looking for the edge. Cam Smith, the corner. Cam Smith, the score. And the Falcons offense has a 50 spot on the scoreboard. As Cam Smith, old number 1, the ace, breaks in for 6. And we'll see if the Falcons elect to go for 2. Try to get that 30-point lead and that running clock here in the third quarter. No hesitation. It looks like the offense coming out. Cam Smith, Jamel James. Set up out of the shotgun, single receiver each way for Fitch. Looking to pass, trying to give it to Dom Perry, and Dominic Perry completes the 2-point conversion and gets the Falcons up by 30. Now, OHSAA rules state that 30-point leads in the second half result in running clock. That clock will stay running with the exception of timeouts and injuries, the only thing that could stop the clock. And, of course, the Raiders getting it back under a 30-point deficit. So for Fitch, they get the 2-point conversion, they get the 30-point advantage, and they make life a lot harder for the Raiders on the comeback trail. Warren Harding, though, plenty of athleticism, has showcased the ability to score quick before. They're going to need a couple of those quick offensive strikes to try to get back into this game. First things first, Raiders trying to get back under the 30-point deficit. The Falcons going to be set to kick it away to Harding. Temperature dropped a little bit. We're now at 54 degrees. Crossing into the 9 o'clock hour here in Greenwood Chevrolet Stadium in Austintown. Falcons break the huddle. Set up just outside of the 45 as Josiah Burney. Clock begins to run, and the kickoff is underway. Hauled in at the 3. Devin Boss looking for some open field. Cuts his way to the left. Boss is tackled, getting past the 25 and setting the Raiders up near the 27-yard line. So the Raiders offense emerges. Three receivers set out wide right for the Raiders. Dallas Jett motions to the right, looks for the passing completion, but it falls incomplete, intended for Chaz Coleman. And as previously mentioned, clock continues to run with the deficit following the incompletion. Second down and 10 for the Raiders. Four receivers for Warren Harding. As we tick away nearing the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Harding, Dallas Jet, looking for the home run ball. Devin Boss is the intended target, but it falls incomplete. Back to defend it that time for the Falcons was Bryant Butler. Incompletion now, a third down. As the Harding Raiders in danger of giving it back up to the Falcons, and with a running clock, Fitch, if they're able to get first downs, can realistically burn away almost all the time in the fourth. Raiders, low snap, able to get it off the ground was Jet. Jet looking for the pass, completion. It's tipped in the air, and it's incomplete. Fourth down for Warren Harding. And the Raiders not going to chance it on fourth. Bring Doherty out to punt on 4th and 10. The snap, the punt, nice punt as Dan Evans III gives it a look, takes a nice bounce for the Raiders as it'll be stopped up at the Falcons' 45-yard line. As the clock will stop as it gets out of bounds, resume once the Falcons snap it. But with the running clock, it has left us with 32 seconds left to go here in quarter number 3. Clock to start on the snap, likely to be the last one of the quarter for Fitch. Clock has resumed as the officials are set. Play clock less than the game clock, so the Falcons still need to get a snap off. The handoff on the jet sweep design play for Dan Evans III, who stays on his feet, just sheds tackles left and right, and a flag comes out late. Potentially late hit out of bounds, unnecessary roughness. Let's see what that call is. Came late after the play. Evans III was out of play. 0-0s on it. It's the end of the third quarter regardless, but let's get our call from Davis on the field. As Jeff Davis, the referee, 23 years of experience. So it's holding call on the offense, so other way. And the offensive hold, it looked like, came from Dominic Perry, the receiver. And the hold's going to back up the Falcons, but it's the end of the third quarter, so Fitch going to have to work with a longer field to get first as the penalty works against Fitch. We get ready for the fourth quarter of play, the final 12 minutes to go here in Greenwood Chevrolet Stadium in Austintown.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes.
Welcome back, everybody. Start of the fourth quarter. So the hold backs them up to the spot of the foul. And the Falcons going to have a shorter first down to work with on correction, just outside of the 50, needing about 6 for a first. 1st and 6 for Fitch. Handoff goes to Jamel James. Jamel James picks up the first down, but gets tripped up on the tackle near the Harding 40. Again, the clock, running clock, because of the 30-point lead for Fitch. Any 30-point advantage for one team this year, according to OHSA rules, results in running clocks in the second half. Fitch goes to the screen pass from Smith to Dan Evans III. Gets about half the yardage and then some on the first down pass and catch. 2nd down and 5 to go for Fitch. Some close scores all around the area. Certainly feels like Week 10 in the atmosphere, but it feels like it looking at our scoreboard that you can find at ysnlive.com as well. Plenty of close scores, plenty of teams fighting for their playoff lives going into this final week of the regular season, looking to make a berth in the playoffs and clinch a spot. Here in Week 10, the Falcons looking to capture their 9th win of the season, leading it here, keeping it on the ground on 2nd down and picking up another first does Jamel James. The ground game keeps the clock running. Ursuline leads it 13-7 against Cardinal Mooney in that holy war. Edison and Indian Creek locked in a nice battle, 21-7. The Wildcats lead that one. Edison looking for a 10-0 season after just a few years ago going 0-10 in 2019. 5 wide, look for the Falcons. Empty backfield, now sending into motion. Dan Evans III, shovel pass out to him. Dan Evans III fakes one way, burst of speed forward, gets a nice gain on first. Solely keeping it on the ground, but an injury? No, the Falcons get right back up, not wanting to stop the clock, Fitch, if they can help it. Fitch 2nd down and 3. Ground game again, shedding a first tackle, shedding a second tackle, falls just shy of the touchdown, but it is a 1st down and goal for Austintown Fitch. Under 9 minutes to play in this ball game. Fitch can attempt to add to their lead. Quick timeout. I believe it's an official timeout. So the clock stopping up at 8:44. The officials are the ones that initially stopped it. There's and resuming the action here at 1st and goal from the 3. Fitch looking to add to their lead. No reason to not keep it on the ground. They do so. They break the plane, and they get another touchdown. 58-22, Austintown Fitch, as Jamel James having himself quite the night with another touchdown and a 36-point advantage for the Falcons. 58 points of offense total for Fitch. Girard increasing their advantage on Niles, 35-27. As Burneye splits the uprights for the extra point attempt, and it's a 59-22 advantage at 8:23 left to go in this ball game, as the Falcons currently in the lead with a running clock against the Raiders. The Falcon band a ton to play for right now, as the offense has been nothing but fine-tuned.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens. On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
And on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
Welcome back, everybody. 8 minutes, 23 seconds remain on the clock here in this ball game, but it is a heavy lead for the Fitch Falcons, 59-22, 37 points. The advantage for the Falcons, looking to emphatically end their season and capture their 9th regular season victory on the year. Josiah Burney and the Falcons with the kickoff. It's hauled in near the 10. The Raiders looking for another nice gain out of the special teams unit. They get stopped up at the 35. Clock stops temporarily at 7:58. Just under 8 minutes to play as the Falcons and the Raiders, 35th edition of this battle. They were deadlocked at 17 wins apiece between these two programs. Falcons, large advantage over Warren Harding as the clock resumes. Dallas Jet with the keeper. Dallas Jet looking for the edge. Nice gain for Jet and the Raiders on first as it's 2nd and 2 coming up for Warren Harding. We're beating East Liverpool. That's a 27-7 final on that one. The Raiders playing to make the scoreboard a little prettier. Here in quarter number 4, they hand off Powell. Had some major runs earlier. Takes a hard spill on the tackle, but does capture the first down on the run. Stopped just shy of midfield. Another final as the Canfield Cardinals beating the Boardman Spartans 35-6. And that ends the Spartans' playoff hopes, likely, as, of course, you never know with what else can happen in the wild world of football. We'll have to get all the recaps on scores. Be sure to tune in to the Joe Dickey Electric Scoreboard Show with Mike Ackelson and company to get all those finals. And especially tonight, you're going to want to tune in to After Our Scoreboard Show, where we kind of look at our Joe Itel computer rankings and see where all these teams are going to be situated playoff-wise coming up for Week 11 of the high school football season. We're under 6 minutes to play here in Greenwood Chevrolet Stadium in Austintown. The Falcons leading at 37 points, 59-22 on the Warren Harding Raiders. These two teams matched up twice, both in Week 10 and in the first week of the playoffs last season. The Falcons won both those matchups a year ago, looking to win their 3rd consecutive in a matchup that has been pretty much even 50-50. We mentioned 17-17. These two teams are lifetime against each other, and in their last 10 matchups, they are 5-5 against one another. As the Raiders have crossed over into Fitch territory, it's a 3rd down for Harding. Jet, a lot of time to throw, fires a beautiful pass to Devin Boss, who is tackled at the 25. Boss, a favorite target by Warren Harding, quarterback Dallas Jet, but he comes up a little short. Or I should say comes up hobbling a bit, rather, as Jet potentially lower body injury. We'll get an update on Devin Boss and the Raiders receiver right after this.
When I was in high school, one of my closest friends, his father actually worked at Greenwood Chevrolet. You know, selling cars is what we do, but that's not what we're about. It's very rarely ever about the car. It's about how you can make somebody feel. It's about how you could help somebody, and those are the proud moments, and I'm telling you, I got way too many to name, and I could never picture myself working anywhere else. I'm Anthony Facillo, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you.
So a correction on the field. The injury was to Kamari Adams as he was able to walk off the field under his own power. Always great to see. Never want to see any serious injuries to our student athletes. As Dallas Jet also looks to be coming off the field, and he is getting a round of hugs from his coaching staff and support system, and that likely is the last time we will see the senior star quarterback for the Raiders in a Warren Harding uniform. And all the respect and love go out to not only Dallas Jet, but all the seniors for the Harding program, as the loss to Austintown Fitch will put the Raiders out of the playoffs with a 2-8 record, but still a rebuilding season that you can look at for some of the young talent coming back. For the seniors, though, some just tough luck losses throughout the season, but the Raiders, one thing for sure, they're always athletic, they're always competitive too, and they've competed with some of the area's best, just couldn't come up with those big scores towards the end. They come up with a nice first down as they set up 1st and goal, trying to add some extra points to their total. As the clock under 4 minutes to play. Raiders with a first down. Some of the younger guys getting playing time. Warren Harding. And these are the experiences that we talk about the younger guys that can come in and make huge impacts in seasons to come for any team. A lot of young names to look out for. As you got Powell coming back for the Raiders, that's going to be a big name. Both Ryan and Brian Powell, a couple of juniors. It's going to be interesting to see those guys coming back. Your big loss is obviously going to be your quarterback, Devin Bossa, a favorite receiver. They're going to be looking to try to replace going into the next season. But a lot of youth on the O-line as the Raiders looking for a score. They add one. Touchdown, Warren Harding. That one, Drew McCowan, as the sophomore quarterback gets a nice touchdown towards the end of the game. As one of hopefully many for McCowan in his future as a Raider. Cuts into this deficit. But for Warren Harding, we were talking about the offensive line. A lot of youth, a lot of sophomores, juniors on the offensive line. And if there's one thing that makes life a lot easier when you can return them, it's the O-line. And the Raiders not going to have to worry a ton in that department going into the 2023 campaign. False start. And referee Jeff Davis with the call of all the players moved prior to the snap. Odd call by the senior referee, but it's a 5-yard penalty. 23-year veteran of the game, Davis. As the Raiders going to go for a 2-point try. Realistically, a 1st and goal, you can almost count this as a 4th and goal scenario. As McCowan stays on his feet, loses the ball, though, on the hit. It popped loose. I think the Raiders came back up with it, but were stopped short on the 2-point try. So the clock now at 2:35. And the Raiders, with the added score, makes the scoreboard look a little prettier, but the Falcons ultimately, as long as they secure possession, can keep it on the ground and try to burn away the rest of the clock and get their 9th victory of the season. Some big scores coming in. Edison, a 28-7 final against Indian Creek. That puts the Wildcats at the perfect 10-0 season. Jackson Milton leading McDonald 20-7. Jefferson gets another NE8 win, 27-7 against Lakeview. Nice season against the conference for the Falcons. That was one thing Coach Hanna and staff really hinted at prior to the season, wanting to play better in that conference in their last showing in the NE8. Jefferson, of course, clinching a playoff berth. We will see Coach Hanna and staff in the postseason. We'll see this cast of Falcons as well as the Fitch Falcons looking to clinch a top 4 seed and trying to potentially host as many as 2 playoff games. Of course, would need to take care of business in Week 11 for that to happen. As the ball dropped, recovered by Fitch, and tackled down near the 25-yard line. And continuing to try to fight for extra yards, and actually stayed on his feet. They're going to say, let's see, it might be a turnover. It was tackled down, it popped loose. We're looking for the call, and a flag comes out loose. A little bit of pushing and shoving, and extracurriculars maybe being exchanged between the two teams. Falcons retreat to their sideline, Raiders at theirs. Referee Jeff Davis brings in his crew. They huddle together looking for a call. Looking to address the penalty, looking to also address the possession. We still don't know who emerged with the ball. So a personal foul on the Raiders. So a 15-yard penalty is addressed after it was considered a dead ball, so no turnover, possession Austintown, and it pushes them just shy of their own 45. The clock should continue running on the whistle. The Falcons offensively just need to whittle away 2 1/4. Bringing in the second unit quarterback, Devanzo Tate, freshman. As Tate, it was dropped initially and tackled shy. Jashawn Barrett took the carry, but a loss of yardage for Fitch. As Fitch can look to get the final seconds off this clock and get their 9th win of the year. And the rush up the middle gets a good gain near midfield, and at the 50 is where the Falcons will stand on 3rd down. As the 3rd down, 4 to go. Tate, the handoff. Again, a fumble, and again. This time, though, recovered by the Raiders, falling on it that time for Warren Harding. Jamal Martin, the sophomore, as Jamal Martin gets the fumble recovery and gets the ball back in the hands of the Raiders. So hold on, the Raiders have a chance to add another score to the scoreboard. They'll be doing so from the 45-yard line of Austintown Fitch, so in Falcon territory. And it might be a situation where we can see if Drew McCowan, what he has in that arm, might give him a passing attempt here. McCowan is out of the shotgun for the Raiders. The clock has started at 55 seconds. The ball is fumbled and fallen on, I believe, by Warren Harding. So wildness happening here towards the end of this ball game. There's 38 seconds. Now the clock continues to run. Raiders can run another play if they choose to do so. Likely one, maybe two more plays, but you think this last one likely spells the end of the ball game. Raiders looking for one more play, might be looking for the end zone on the Falcons side of the field. McCowan, actually goes to Martin, and Martin gets tackled down shy of the first. And that'll do it. It's a Falcon winner by a final score of 59-28. And that win captures their third consecutive win against the Raiders and 4 in their last 5. The win also puts the Falcons at 9-1 on the season. The Harding Raiders have fallen to 2-8. The loss has also put the Raiders out of the playoff scenario as they have missed the postseason with the 2-8 record. The win for the Falcons gives them an opportunity to get as high as the 2 seed, but they can drop as low as the 5 seed. Fitch definitely wanting a top 4 seed out of this ball game, or out of this region, I should say. Region number 5 to try to host as many as 2 playoff games. Of course, stay tuned to ysnlive.com and all of our socials as Mike Ackelson and crew will have the Joe Dickey Electric Scoreboard Show as well as the Playoff Picture Show to immediately follow the Scoreboard Show on ysnlive.com. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in and watching this broadcast of YSN Live Football. To our proud owners, both DJ Yoakley and Brian Scott, who are able to bring this game to each and every person unable to make it in attendance tonight. To our GM, Steve Leslie, who with his work with Bob Scene Park Baseball, YSU Football, YSNLive.com, the man of many hats, and we wouldn't know what to do if he didn't wear all of them, so we thank you, Steve. And most importantly, to all of you who tuned in and helped support these kids, schools, and communities, you guys are really and truly what YSN Live is all about. And so we thank you. If you're getting your first taste of YSNLive.com and you're out in the Warren Harding community, we want to remind you that YSN Live is a completely free service. And if you want to know how to get YSN involved in your school, contact your athletic director or ysnlive.com today. And if you're right here in the Austintown community supporting your Falcons like you have done each and every game, we thank you for your support of not only Austintown Fitch, but also ysnlive.com. And we look forward to another postseason with Falcon football. This is Ty Bartell bidding you all a farewell and a good night, everybody.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of your sports network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.